another beer review. Another episode of the Christmas Advent beer review series. I just put myself in the eye. It's absolute. Oh, don't get me started. Thinking we get some Christmas jumpers. This hat is doing my head in, by the way. Look at it. There we go. I don't know how Santa does it. I honestly really don't. Seriously. No wonder he takes the rest of the year off. Anyway, this is another beer review. Now, again, feels like the old crafty hen. This is one that wasn't meant to actually be in this series, but ended up in this series because we never got around to drinking it because we drank so much of the other stuff a few Saturdays ago. I had a bit of a session with a friend. So, these were the kind of ones to finish off the night. And, well, the night just went on, it didn't really finish. So we never got around to drinking these ones. So, this is from the old Witchwood Brewery. And it's King Goblin, an Imperial Ruby. And this is another 6.6%. I think the last one was 6.5 that was supposed to have drunk, but we didn't get around to drinking it. Ooh. And yeah, in fact, nothing that long ago I actually reviewed the actual Ruby beer, so this should be a step up. This should be on steroids. Let's see, there's a bit of spiel on the back. Let's see if we can read it. Oh, I can actually. The King of Legends, deep ruby in colour with aromas of treacle toffee and dried fruits. Brewed with a blend of the finest crystal and chocolate malts and the addition of saffron hops. Packed full of sweet caramel, coffee, earthy roasted malt flavours for a warming seal of approval. What the hell does that mean? Warming seal of approval? I'm sorry. That doesn't make any sense to me. We got to the point with earthy roastly flavours for a nice beer, a malty beer, a beer that ticks all the kind of boxes of flavour profiles that I like. No, apparently it's a warming seal of approval, which doesn't make any bloody sense at all. But hey, what do I know? I've been drinking beer constantly for God knows how many days now, I don't know. It'll be twice the size by the time I get to Christmas Day, I can tell you. My calorie content's going through the roof. Well, I don't think I've actually had a day there hasn't been alcohol in my blood stream. So there we go. Anyway, let's give this a go. The Imperial Ruby beer, 6.6%. Will this be the Ruby beer on steroids, just like the old crafty hen was the kind of old speckled hens version on steroids? Let's find out. Let's see how it pours. See the glass there? I'm running out of glasses, by the way. I'm back to the old ones. Look at them. I've not seen these glasses for a while. Takes you back to the early reviews, isn't it? Oh, bloody hell. Anyway, there's a wee head in that. Look, 2 fingers. That's for Andy. Andy loves a 2-fingered head. He seems to think it's some sort of euphemism. Pervert. Anyway, it is Ruby. I'm struggling to get a smell off of this. I'm getting slight wafts of caramel and toffee. You know, the kind of malty extracts, the old teen, that type of stuff. That's it, I'm getting nothing. No, there's not much in the old aromatics front. What was it saying in the bottle? See if we can get more out of it. Typical Scotsman. King of Legends, deep ruby colour. Aromas of treacle toffee and dried fruits. Hardly getting any bloody aromas at all, actually. I may be getting toffee. I don't know if I'm getting treacle toffee. And dried fruits. Absolutely not. Just because there's just very little there, to be totally honest. Very little. Anyway, might as well drink it because you can't smell anything off it anyway. Ooh. Yeah, there's a bit more of a flavour there, but yeah, I can get a bit of treacle in now. You're getting that kind of molasses, treacly kind of flavour, as well as the kind of treacle toffee. I would probably say dried fruits. No, dissipates quite quickly. There isn't much of an aftertaste. It's like I'm out of here, boys. You know, there's that type of scenario. Bit of sharpness, a little bit of bitterness at the end, and it doesn't linger. Oh no, there's no time for that. Good things to do. That aftertaste is off. Woohoo! Yes. Strange, actually. Nice mouthfeel. You're getting the treacle toffee at the start, kind of dissipates, and that's really what your kind of mid flavour range is. Is that the initial front of the mouth flavour is just kind of dissipating across towards the back, and then it just kind of sharpens up to a kind of slightly bitter, ever so slightly, just kind of more of a sharpness. And then as soon as that basically kind of builds up in the back of the mouth, it's gone, and that's it. I'm not really getting dried fruits or anything like that. Pack full of sweet caramel. Well, you are getting caramel. Coffee, am I getting coffee? Let's see. Maybe a hint of coffee, yeah. Maybe there's a bit of hint of coffee. It's no Kahlua, put it that way. And earthy roasted, but there is a bit of earthiness to it, yeah. Because that's what's providing the kind of the sharpness, the kind of slight bitterness in the aftertaste. There's the kind of earthy tones, so yes. And that's it. It's not as, how would I say? We did the old kind of the old crafty hen, and it was like kind of like old speckled hen on kind of steroids. You know, we've taken them flavour profiles and accentuate them, just take them up so many levels. You know, 2 or 3 levels anyway. And yeah, and it did change the beer because it changed the characteristics. It being a kind of a session beer, so from a session beer to a non-session beer, to more of a beer that should be kind of savoured and enjoyed in a more kind of controlled and timely manner. Something I never do, but anyway, I'll leave that for whiskey. So this one, yeah, the flavour profiles are probably jacked up a bit, but not to the same type of levels of the old crafty hen. So it's just, I would just say it's probably just, well, is it just out of the session bit? Yeah, I would probably say it's just out of the session bit, because the sharpness in the back of the aftertaste before it buggers off on you just tend to kind of, it slows the drinking speed down. So I wouldn't say it's so sessionable, no. So you've gone from with standard ruby beer, which is 4 point something. Is it 4.8 or something? In the bottle, if you get it in the bottle, the ruby, it's a 5.2, because that was the one thing I don't think I mentioned. That if you buy it in the bottle, it's got a higher beer content. What am I talking about? See, I'm up a tits and beer, by the way. Anyway, to cut long story, this was not a good idea, boys and girls. It was not a good idea. But anyway, let's get back to this. This, if you bought the original ruby beer, in the bottle it's 5.2. If you get it in the can, it's 4.8. But the can is on sale in 4 packs at £3.99 for a 4 pack. And of course the bottles are about 120, 130. So you're paying a premium for 0.4% ABV. This is a 6.6. Again, it's under £2 a bottle. So it's not so bad. I wouldn't say it's taken the flavour profiles and really boosted them. It's boosted them a bit, but more it's probably just boosted the alcohol kind of content. So yes, it has detracted from the kind of sessioner. I'm struggling to speak here, boys. It's taken away from how sessionable the beer is in its original format, and in this kind of King Goblin Imperial ruby beer, it has probably taken it to another level, but not to the levels of what happened with Old Speckled Hen and Old Crafty Hen. And I would probably say between the two, I probably prefer Old Crafty Hen to this, which is, and I like both. I like Old Speckled Hen and the ruby beer. I can drink them. I can have a right good session in both of them, no problem at all. And I would probably hard push to kind of pick one as my favourite between the two. I probably enjoy both of them just as much. So, but between the kind of let's kind of boost them and take them up a notch, then I would say Old Crafty Hen has probably done it better than the Imperial Ruby beer. So yeah, I think I don't know, it just feels like it's lost something. So it feels like it's lost a bit. What would I give it? What would I give it out of 5? I'm going to give it a 3. Because it's okay, but I'm not really that enjoying it so much. And after probably tasting the Old Crafty Hen, I think that's probably affected it even more. Because the Old Crafty Hen was nice. It really was nice. Fair play to it. This, yeah, I'll probably give it a 3. I would actually mark it down compared to the actual original, because the original is very drinkable, nice flavour profiles, and they just seem to be more balanced. This just doesn't seem to be as balanced. It's got higher alcohol content. Now, no, Adrian, he likes it. He picks his he picks any kind of his drinks. He works on the basis as the higher alcohol content, the more flavour it's got. So that's how he works it. You know, it's like fat means flavour with cooking, you know, especially within meat. He works in the case of alcohol means flavour. That doesn't always really say that, because this hasn't got very many aromatics. It's really struggling to give any kind of aromas off. It's a 6.6. It's slightly more alcoholic than the Old Crafty Hen. The Old Crafty Hen got a far better balance and a far better flavour profile. So it doesn't always work that way, Adrian. So yeah, I would marking this down because it's not really working for me. It's okay, but I actually prefer the original, the more kind of drinkable, sessionable original ruby beer from the Witchwood Brewery. And even the lower alcohol, I mean, I like it in the bottles and the 5.2, but I don't really notice. That's maybe what I should do at some point. At some point, once we finish this Christmas Advent series, I'll get a bottle of ruby and the can, and we'll do a comparison between the two. Is there any kind of real change in flavour, or is it just alcohol and that's it? So that's something to kind of we'll look at. But in general, I would prefer a can of the original ruby beer from the Witchwood Breweries than this Imperial ruby beer. So there you go. So it's a bit of a failure from that point of view, in my view. My view, if you want something that's kind of more up on itself, then buy Old Crafty Hen. If you want these type of kind of flavour profiles from the Witchwood Brewery, then just maybe get yourself a bottle of the original Goblin ruby beer. And if not, if you want more of a kind of value for money, than back in the cans. And it's still very enjoyable. Probably more enjoyable than this. So anyway, that's us for this review. Thanks for watching. Cheers. And bye for now. See, look, I remembered it. I don't think I did that in the last video. Although I can't remember. Anyway, have a good one.